Well, I'm starting this filming again on a Saturday. Oh, this is going to be a new trend. Just a quick update on the vacuum cleaner project. I'm actually very impressed with this. It's been working very well the last couple of days. I have had to make one modification. After using it, I realised I did need to install some side handles. Now, I didn't break the rules of the project. I didn't go to Bunnings. I used material I had on hand and hot glued with the Azzotto gasless MIG welder. I know it's a bit of a joke, it's a hot gluing, but anyway, sort of like this. I've welded on, attached handles around on three sides. Doesn't really need on the fourth side, but it's easy to manoeuvre around using the handles that I've installed. And also, one other thing that was bugging me was, for some reason, Azzotto had issued me one in the wrong colour. Well, not that they issued. I purchased it, but they didn't seem to realise it was coming to me, and it was in the wrong colour for Dave's workshop. Hello, welcome to Tuesday in the shed. Got a few projects I was going to start today. Look, got the old Ryobi fan out, not on misting cycle, just on blowy cycle. Really don't want to put fine mist all around the workshop area. Got the bench back out, was running down. I would like to work on the idea of putting a ramp, not here on the other end of the bench, but putting a ramp that I can put in and put out when it's down flat to load stuff on. That is the idea. I was going to start working on that. Before I started doing too much, I thought I might work on the lance for the tramway. It also doubles that I can then put up the protection fire blanket, so when I'm working over there we're not putting dust or at risk of setting fire to the layout. Working on that, I realise now I'm going to have to relocate all my lighting. I thought, yep, that's a good plan, we'll work on that. It's a bit of a distraction from what we're doing, but we now have to down tools due to another issue with, I'll show you this, I don't know if you can see it, we'll try and find an angle. The old thermometer in the shed says we're right on 100 degrees, 40 degrees on the scale, so it's going to stay to where, yeah. Normally I work up to about 36 degrees, quite happy, but when it hits, well, it's over 100 now. We're going to down tools. I did start early hours of the morning. Only hassle is I would have liked to get more done, but there was a phone call, video conference booked in at 9 o'clock, so that's all I had to attend. That would slow me down. I would have got more done. But yeah, look, we're going to down tools for today. That's it. We'll go and do some design work and other stuff, and we'll come back to the shed later. But that's all for Tuesday from the shed. It's just, yeah, it's not worth pushing the friendship, is it? No. Talk to you later. Oh, one of the things we did earlier this morning is we screwed a batten round the wall, because I would like to try and, over this area of the layout, try and get a cover over it to try and keep the dust off it. The wall section of the layout is covered. It's got a nice cover on it. It's got the LEDs under that. It's got that nice lance. There is another piece of the plastic to finish off the coverage. I've just got to set up the little bandsaw and mill that down so we can continue with that, but that's a job for another day. So that's where we're at today. Don't look at the lighting up there, that's all got to come down and re-rigged. But yeah, that's the plans coming on. But as we noticed over here, it is, yeah, even with the fans running and the cooling running. I get a spot so the camera can see it and read it. But there you go, that's about, this is out in full, well, sunny, full sun, shady type situation. I was out here outside in the air, not sure, I think that's about 36, 37. You can swing around the other side and read it on the gauge. Nah, read it from that side. Gonna be a stinker. It's about 11:30 in the morning, it's not even 12 o'clock yet. Just been done the wander around. I was looking at the clock on the back of the fridge. It's 11:30. It's not even peak of the day, that's going to be about 2. So that's where that thermometer is. It's right next to the back door. There's Mr. Pussycat. He can come in if he wanted to, but he decided no. So he's in a shady spot. He's got water out there. Look, so you don't see he's got water bowls. Yeah, you got fresh water. You are coming in, sir. See, he can come in. He's got water. He's fine. He's in a cool spot, but he's decided to come in anyway. Before anybody says, "You nasty person, making that pussycat be outside in the heat," no. Welcome to the shed on this Wednesday morning. It's going to be another stinker of a day. Don't forget your hydration, all that. A bit late to give a warning about that. But I've had a bit of a busy morning. It's like mid-morning, almost close to second cuppa o'clock. I have stripped down the entire lighting system that I'd rigged up in here. Pulled it all out. Been up and down on the cherry lift, on the scissor lift, and got it all down. Yeah, I've got my own little portable scissor lift. Interesting story. If you look up here, one of our roof timbers years ago split when the roof moved in a big storm. The whole roof went up and down. This is a recycled. The entire roof on this building is recycled. It actually came off another building, the whole roof. So these were only lightweight trusses, and one of them split. Luckily, Dad, very hard to say, but no longer with us, was a building engineer, building inspector, did all stiff clerk of works. So we had to reinforce the whole building. Luckily, we had somebody who could know what they're doing. So you can see the green timber, the treated timber, which is a whole new beam, which is then pinned to the old one. But they have this whole stiffening system made out of OBS and other bits and pieces, engineered so the ceiling, the roof wouldn't move again. No way in the world. This will I'm about to say, God forbid, survive a nuclear blast. But anyway, we have a whole manufactured system up there that supports the roof and the trusses and spreads some of the weight. And interesting thing about it, it works as a mini loft. We can store some lightweight items up there as well. It was almost a feat of engineering, like Egyptian engineering, because technically we should have really lifted all the tin off and rebuilt the structure, but it's something Dad was pretty sure that we could do without doing that. And yeah, we slid. I might see if I can find some photos. So these big sheets of chipboard slide the entire length up here of what I call the loft. It's not a loft. And what we had to do is we slid them in through the other end of the shed. Our temporary timber made a big ramp, like they said they could have built the Egyptian pyramids, and slid them up and in because they couldn't be lifted in. They're too big, they're too heavy. So Dad came up with a system where we actually slid them up in, Egyptian style. Pushed them up in, slid them in. It was genius, genius. Anyway, that's the story about the shed. Yeah, we had a big weed storm and it moved the shed. Literally, almost lifted the whole ceiling, the timber, right off. Anyway, the lights are on spot. This is all the stuff that came down. I've got a bit of work to do, re-rigging stuff. I milled up the plastic. I wanted to mill up this morning. I'll show you that later. But anyway, I just thought I'd give you an update on Wednesday. Not much more is going to happen. Interesting stuff. I've got to pull some stuff apart, do some bits and pieces, and talk to you later. Well, it's Thursday morning. I've had a pretty rough night. Don't know if I got a bit of heat stroke or a bit of something else, but rough night. Feeling a bit rough around the edges this morning. So anyway, I'll show you what I got up to yesterday. I finished the lance or valance or whatever you want to call it, because I milled up the plastic strip yesterday morning and put in all the little plastic edge right around this end. I'll have to go around to trigger it to show you what it looks like under LEDs, but this is what it looks like around this bit, all around there, and we will go around the other side. And all around this area it is motion activated LED strips underneath the area, so as you move around it fires the strips. Just easier than trying to turn them off and on all the time. You can just move up to them when you're in the area and the lights will come on, which is thought easy. And I've put all the edge around here just to neaten the area up, and also means you don't look directly into the LEDs when the lights come on. Look, I'm going to walk out backwards so you can see all the area lit up, and it's all nice and neat. Oh, there's a few bits and pieces we can see some hot glue, but we can tidy that up. But all the lights around this area of the industrial area all magically come on when you're working in the area. Now yesterday I disassembled all the old lighting rig we had up here. I think I showed you that earlier. And I was looking at reassembling it and putting it in and relocating it to better places. And then I suddenly had a revelation like, why am I doing this? Why am I cobbling all this old stuff together to try and get it to work and having to make compromises? Why don't I just go and buy some more LED stripping lighting and just do the whole thing with new LEDs? You know the stuff, the garage lighting, they sell in kits for garage lighting. A lot of people use it in their garages and wait. Well, I went on to Amazon and I bought a whole, well, some lengths of that LED garage lighting, and I'm going to just put new LED garage lighting across the top. It'll be easier. We can put some MDF covering and then hopefully put the LED lights onto the MDF and just neaten it up. Now this light ceiling MDF cover will have to be on an angle. The angle is roughly on that beam there, and the reason is that is to clear the lighthouse and pelican peat. So you can get some idea of what it'll look like when we get it. Sorry, my language is playing up because I don't have the best way. When we get it all done, but yeah, it'll be like that. The purpose of the covering is to try to keep the dust out and just neaten the place up. Make it a bit safer when we're working on stuff around here, so we're not filling the place with bits and pieces. So how's that? Now, interesting, I listed yesterday on Facebook Marketplace some of the old lighting gear, and somebody's already bought it. I did about a reasonable price. It wasn't super dear, wasn't super cheap, but it was a fair price, and somebody's already meant to be coming today at lunchtime to pick it up. We'll see what happens. I've listed and sold stuff on Marketplace before, and nobody's turned up, but that's the go. So hopefully, not only is we changing direction, I'm not going to install any of that stuff, even though I had to come down, took it down. It wasn't really a wasted journey, but then to go, hey, this is a bit silly. And hopefully, although I paid up front for the stuff on Amazon for the lights, I've already sold the old lights and paid for the new stuff and made a bit of profit. Can't complain about that. So we are keeping some of the lights, the old what we call RTD2s, the old moving lights I'll keep because they're great to have a couple around just for parties. Some of the other fittings we will keep just because they're nifty, but most of the lighting gear, yeah, sold. This is all stuff packed up in crates and bits and pieces. It makes more space in the shed because I'm not storing gear I'm not using, and hey, return on investment really. At a price I thought was fair and reasonable. Okay, I will still got these spotlights up there. I will have to move them, but I will leave them up there now because they're great to use while working, but they will have to go very soon because they're annoying, but we can repurpose them for use when filming other stuff. Okay, I'll get out of your hair, talk to you later. Somebody is bound to ask somewhere, oh, how do you get up and down and do stuff like that, Dave? Well, I'll tell you a little secret. I use the table here as almost a scissor lift. I lower it down on the ground, hop on. Well, I put it roughly under where I want to work first, lower it down the ground, hop on, and then standing on it, lift myself up into the ceiling. And I'm up at great work height. No ladder, no nothing. Fantastic. Yeah. Nifty trick. If you ever see one of these old hospital beds come up cheap and you've got room for one, grab them. Grab them. There's just 101 different uses. Go digging through my videos when I had the video about where I shortened it. But anyway, I'm off again. Well, I've been promising you fire, and this is probably the bit where we're going to get fire. I'm repurposing this old piece of the hospital bed. I want to make a bit of a ramp out of it. How I cut some bits that are in the road off with the old sawzall, hacksaw blade, fantastic, but I've left with these big whoppers. A little bit awkward, a little bit hard to get off. probably pushing the limits of the old sawzalls, the hacksaw. So they need to come off. Now a lot of people would use what they call a gas axe, the old oxyacetylene. Don't have that, but I've got something new that I haven't played with before, but this is the perfect job for it. I've got a plasma cutter. Now this is not a sponsored video, okay? A lot of people have these Best Arc machines, they've sponsored, they've done that. No, I did a bit of research, looked at that, been wanting a plasma cutter for a while and decided on this one. I'm not promoting them, this is not a sponsored video, none of my stuff's sponsorship, they just look like the good unit for what I do. So we're going to give it its first try. Now I've taken the paint off these bits and pieces. I'm about to connect the earth, connect up the oxygen, connect up some power. Have a go at cutting these off with the old plasma cutter. So the cicadas are driving me absolutely crazy, so I'm not going to video while I'm using the plasma cutter because I'll have to run the air compressor, and just what we really need in the background is cicadas and air compressors. So there's heaps of video out there of people doing plasma cutters, but I will show you the result when I'm done. But I'm not actually going to video the process because I don't want you to see me set fire to the place. Even though I was saying that I'm going to set fire, there's going to be fire, I really don't want to show my downfall, and I really don't want the noise in the video either. But anyway, I'll get back to you very soon. Well, it's not the prettiest cut in the world, but it's off. It was quick. I've got to let the thing rest for a bit because even though I am on a 15 amp circuit and I've got the machine at as low as setting on 15 amp, I've tripped the breaker. I think that's mainly because the air compressor was running and the arc thing, so I'm going to try and turn the air pressure down a little bit. But anyway, it works. Well, that was my first cut with the old plasma cutter. Yeah, it was okay, but it was the first time I've ever used this thing. Second cut, far improved, better job. I wound the amps down a bit and did bits and pieces, far better improved cut. What I did was for the second cut is I charged the air compressor fully up, filled the tank, turned the air compressor off, and then did the cut with the plasma cutter, and yeah, that worked a lot better. So the air compressor was not starting and firing up while the plasma cutter was running. So that seemed to be the trick. I am running the plasma cutter on 15 amps. It is a 15 amp circuit. We're right on the sort of like the edge of it, but I did check all the electrical circuit to make sure it was safe, it was good. Yeah, and happy with that. Look, I'm not going to do massive cutting with it. I'm only going to be little jobs, bits and pieces. But yeah, look, it is actually a bit messy here, and I will have to do a bit of a clean up with the angle grinder. It was quicker than doing it any other way. Fun, if nothing else. Bit of a practice run, bit of a try it with a new beast. Well, this is Friday. This is more of the typical Friday update review. I've got to take you for a bit of a wander, show you a few things, be quick and easy. Later in this week I've slowed down quite a bit because apparently I was suffering from heat stroke a little bit. Now I apologise, the lighting in this video is going to be really poor because as so far you've seen I've played with lighting. We're going to go for a bit of a chat in a sec. Anyway, no, I've also been off camera. I've cleaned up my scrap steel file, well not scrap but for some future projects. But let's go for a wander into the corner. I relocated a few of the tools and did a bit of work on the wall of Ryobi, so I'll give you a quick look back. This is also the door into the back machine shop. This is a corner of the place you don't normally see. There, this is the door. If you watch other videos you'll see where it goes. But over in this corner is a corner you don't see. I've been ratting around in here. This is our PA system. Yeah, well, a lot of shed. You've seen talking about the new surround sound and video, but over here is there's a lot of old PA equipment and gear and sorted, and there is the full-on karaoke equipment. You can't really see because it's a bit dark. Some lunatic has been rearranging lightings, but this is the in-house PA system. Also, the computer system for the screen for the train is over here. It also monitors the security cameras Yes, we have security cameras. Not going to give you full details on our security system, but Dave's shed has security system with CCTV cameras. Now, up here, what I wanted to show you is I've put in the power supply, or the old battery charger we're going to use for the 6-volt power supply to run on the lighting on the layout. We sort of found a location that we're happy with it. That's going to be work going to be done in conjunction with the new lights that are on their way. So, yeah, this is because the light really is poor, and this being a phone doesn't pick it up. There's some old rack gear in here. I've got to rearrange. I've been going through, I've pulled everything out of this week and pulled a lot of the stuff off that we're going to get rid of. It's just sitting around for sake. But anyway, you can't see it. Hang on, let's pull out. But there is a PA stack in there, and the computer and cases and stuff. But anyway, really got to sort your lighting out, because then if we go up, you get smeared because the camera's not coping. Right, we'll go for a bit of a wander. But that's about it for this week. The vacuum cleaner's working great. And that's the lighting. Yes, I know the lighting is poor for video work. We are working on it. We have a solution. And because I've relocated work lights, of course, we go up here, and now we're getting lights me. So, yeah, can't really show you too much today of what's going on because of all this issue, but we are working on it. We are working on it, and that's one of the issues I know that it's very hard. I'm not a professional YouTuber. If I was doing YouTube for money and getting professional, I would then buy a proper camera like a GoPro or a DJI. At the moment, for what I do, I can't justify them. Unless somebody wants to be a Patreon and sponsor the videos, then we'll talk about it. But till then, it is what it is. Yes, I will work on it, but it's not critical. So yeah, let's wander around. So that's about it for this week. Hope you've enjoyed the tour. Yes, I'm working on some projects. The heat has slowed me down. Hate to admit it, but it has slowed me down a little bit. But we'll be back in full swing soon. Normally we have a warm start. Oh, here comes Mischief. He's Mr. Trouble. Normally we have a warm start to the summer, and it's okay and adjusted. But this is quite. The heat's come in the last bit of summer, and it's like, yeah, slowed me down a bit. I don't know why. So that's about it. Yep, the lighting is really, really, really bad. But we are working on it. I'll get out of your hair till next week. Don't forget, if you like this video, like it. If you don't subscribe to my channel, subscribe to the channel, please. It helps out. Please comment. Just say, hi, Dave. It helps with the algorithms, because the more people who say hi, the more people who comment, the more YouTube will show it to other people who may then catch with us. Because the more subscribers and all that bits and pieces, the better it becomes for us. So, and don't forget, if you have any questions about anything, or you know, sing out and I'll do my best to answer them. And come back next week. I have got some more projects exciting. I've ratted through the scrap, as I said, ratted through the scrap steel pile, pulled out some steel links for new projects, bits and pieces. Got that plasma cutter so we can work on some jobs. Stuff coming soon. Why are these lights not coming on? These are all, I went through and sorted all these lights out, put them on all automatic the other day. I think half of it because I don't speak Chinese. Anyway, this is just making you all seasick. I'll get out of your hair. We'll talk next Friday, all going well. Till then, bye from Dave in his shed, I suppose.